So it's available for you today. It is our showstopper at $20 off. Now let's talk about our event specials to be able to add on or to choose one of the coordinating pieces as your choice this morning. Here is the bracelet, and we want to talk about collectible. This is a whole lot of jade. You've got your small stations of baguette CZs that create a little bit of dimension and some contrast to those beautiful large center stations framed in your black enamel so that tranquil, beautiful jade truly does pop. Now, this sold out in October. We brought back as many as we could as part of our event. It is $60 off, which is lowest price ever. I have 5 dozen. That's it. 7¼ inch or 8 inch, either length is available right now. But this is really iconic, wildly popular designs. And when we talk about the decadence of the Art Deco period, for me, a bracelet like this with so much presence is really where you celebrate that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is not easy to make either. You know, those baguettes set in there, and it's just like, it's a lot of work for these pieces assembled together.
So today you've got both your prong set rectangular green jade center stone, and then also those smaller stations of your channel set square and baguette shaped CZs. You know, for me, again, you've talked about jade coming into Western culture through Tiffany's, through Cartier, being able to source pieces from Sotheby's and Christie's at auction. This is the kind of piece where you start to understand why this imperial Chinese stone became such a part of Western jewelry.
Right. Well, it's exotic, and also it's just the value too. The values are very important. You know, for me, when my grandmother, I mean, this all inspiration come from my grandmother. Well, my family's the last dynasty, but my grandfather was the governor of Beijing, so my grandmother used to have to entertain a lot of, you know, like, I always say King of Jordan, King Hassan's father, you know, King of Jordan, and my grandmother would tell me a history. So her little jewelry bag, it's not even a box, jewelry bag was my toy box, I would say. My grandmother would take out the pieces and would tell me the story, how she wear it, where she danced, who she danced with, you know, what dignitary she, and so it's just the history of it. It's fascinating. And I look at the beautiful pieces and just think that they escaped the communist China to come to Taiwan, to go to Taiwan, and they didn't bring much. And this is what she has in hand. She had to sell the pieces to feed a family with large servants and things. So I'm always amazed how something so little could be so valuable. Something so little and beautiful could be so valuable. So she would sell a piece of something, and the family can feed a family of 40, it was probably half of a servant, for you know, for a few months. And I was amazed. And also my grandmother brought jewelry and antique. So for me, that's where I started my taste for collections.
And this really does feel like an antique piece, something that has been passed down from, you know, the 20s on, that was, you know, created when jade first came into Western jewelry design. You're talking about that classic, quintessential architectural structure and contrast between the light jade and the dark black enamel, that decadence with, you know, encrusting it with CZs all the way up and down. This really is a regal piece to be able to celebrate today our event as part of our big jewelry event. This is the moment. Sold out in October at a $60 higher price point. Today it's back in very limited quantities because jade has become so difficult to source, and we only want to do it when we can give you prices that get you excited, get you to treat yourself, get you to try something new, buy a piece that you can look forward to receiving. This is one of those dramatic choices. Now, with all the colors on the line, I have maybe 2 or 3 dozen remaining. 2 sizes available, 7¼ or 8 inches in the length. It's $60 off. It's sold out in October and very well may again today. So don't miss out on the stunning bracelet. We also have the coordinating ring to show you as well that is the same profile. But before we get to that, I just want to make sure you all get a chance to see some of the other pieces.